All right, good morning, traders, and welcome to the All Markets webinar. We're going to be going through live order flow analysis using Bookmap. I host this webinar 3 times a week, Monday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. And the goal here is to understand the participants Friday in the auction process. This is what can lead to an edge when we understand order flow. The reason being is the only way that participants or traders can react in the market is via their orders. So understanding the order flow and the transactions gives us that insight within the market structure. These 3 things really. It is market structure, it is the order flow, meaning the orders, and then also the volume or the transactions. It's the context between these elements that we're going to be looking for to give us an edge. Right, and you can get an edge using order flow. And that's why we're here. All right, so news event. Next Wednesday, the 21st at 1 p.m. East Coast time, it's in Bookmap Discord. Scott and I are hosting a webinar together about how institutions move markets, and it's an order flow breakdown. So learn from Scott about how institutions trade size and being able to spot them, these larger players in the order flow, and how to integrate order flow analysis and insights into your trading. All right, so if you want to attend, you've got the QR code here, and it's in our Discord, so I can show you where that is. Just a minute here. If you go to our Discord and then click on here, upcoming events, you'll see it here. So it's open to all. You don't have to be verified. If you want to gain access to many other things here in Bookmap in our Discord channel, you will need to verify, and you go through the process here to verify your email that you register at bookmap.com. Okay, all you need to do is register, and you can download and install the free version if you like, and follow along with that free version. Okay. All right, so that's that. Our Bookmap Academy, we had our Bookmap Academy meeting yesterday. This is the process we go through, steps 1 through 4. Impetus, what's moving the market, key levels on the higher time frame, scenarios and strategies around those key levels, and then our setup. We'll go through this process in here as well today. I've got some other things to show you guys, and I wanted to answer a question from Mr. Smiles over in the Bookmap pilot program, and understanding the difference between the pilot program and Bookmap Academy. Okay, so let me answer this question because there is some confusion around that. If you go to bookmap.com and you click on up here the more button and go to Bookmap Academy, and then underneath you'll see the pilot program. So let's go to Bookmap Academy, and what this is about is anyone who wants to partake in the academy, you apply here. Okay, just click on the button, it'll scroll you down the page, and then there's a process in here. You will apply for the Bookmap Junior Academy as an applicant, and then you'll request a spreadsheet. You'll start creating content, and if you add that content into the spreadsheet, like it could be posted on Twitter, but most of the time it's within our Discord channel, and all you have to do is copy the link and paste it into the spreadsheet. It's no big deal. If you do that, and you do that consistently, just 1 per day, and you also show quality content, and that I know is subjective, but we want to see progress. Okay, you will be invited to the Bookmap Junior Academy. That's the first step, and then that's a testing ground. Once you're in the Bookmap Junior Academy, each month we'll take a look at it, and if you meet the qualifications, again, like the thresholds of quantitative and qualitative, you will be invited to Bookmap Academy here. This is where you can get Bookmap for free. Okay, and you can continue on, and you can become a coach later. If you continue on in the program, you can become a Bookmap streamer. These are the 4 steps here for the Bookmap Academy. The difference between the Academy is and the pilot program. Okay, the pilot program, and let me show you that. I'll open up that here, and we'll take a look at the pilot program. Okay, it's a subset of, whoops, hold on, here we go. It's a subset of the Bookmap Academy. Okay, and the reason that we created the pilot program here is exactly because of this quote right here. So after working with so many traders, thousands of traders, the main thing that I've seen is most don't have a defined trading edge. So they learn a setup and then they go trade. And then they lose and or maybe have mediocre results and try another setup. That's the process that I've seen over and over and over again. The one thing that we need as traders, the first thing is an edge. Okay, you should not be trading if you don't have an edge. So we put this pilot program together so that you can learn how to create an edge. And there's a process that we go through. This is the program that will give you that edge, and this is a very effective approach that I've seen so far. A lot of you guys can vouch for it already. So it's the difference in here is we will give you a setup, one setup, and we'll give you another one really soon. But it's very focused on that one specific setup and going through and building an edge. Okay, now the difference between that and the Bookmap Academy is the Bookmap Academy is for any kind of trading style that you have. No matter where you come from and you want to learn order flow, you can. It's all encompassing here. So the umbrella is the Bookmap Academy, and then a subset inside that is the pilot program for building an edge. Okay, does that answer your question? I hope so, Mr. Smiles. So it's clear. And if you guys want to partake in both, you should. I mean, you're already creating the content, right? So you might as well, come in and get a spreadsheet and start recording your trades or in your journaled markups. Okay, you're going to get feedback in the academy as well as in the pilot program. So you got a foot in each. All right, that's what I would recommend. Okay, and it's no big deal to record your. All you have to do is come in here. I can show you guys. So if you go into the pilot program, for example, or the Bookmap Academy up here. Let's go to the Academy. Here, here's Stephen. All you have to do is come over here, click on the three dots here, copy your link here, and then you just paste it into your spreadsheet and put the date on it. That's it. That's all we're asking. All right. So anyway, that's the distinction here. And these are all included with your Bookmap subscription. Okay, it's pretty nice offering to have that within your Bookmap subscription. All right, guys, let's get into the live market here. General disclosures, all Bookmap limited materials, information, and presentations are for educational purposes only and should not be considered specific investment advice nor recommendations. Risk disclosure, trading futures, equities, and digital currencies involves substantial risk of loss and is not suitable for all investors. Past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. All right, so let's jump in here, and I want to show you guys also. I've got another thing to go through here and show you, and that's Bookmap beta version 7.7, which is being released soon, and I want to start to show some of the features in here. All right, so so you guys can get kind of your bearings on that in here. All right, so. Anyway, let's take a look here. I'm looking at Rhythmic in the ES. I want to jump over to Bookmap data in the ES. And let's zoom out here. One thing right off the bat that I want to show you in here for, you guys have asked about this previously. And to be able to zoom out here is a really great feature in 7.7. Okay, so to be able to do that, go up to settings here and then right down here. Okay, you see this, check this box here, experimental data, dynamic history here. Okay, so it is experimental, right? So just note that. And hold on, I've got the liquidity marker on here as testing some things. And I've got absorption indicator on somehow. No, it was liquidity marker. Okay. All right. So actually, it looks like it failed here. Yeah, it failed here. I need to click to retry. All right, so let's try it again here. All right. And this is just a description of it. Yeah, actually, it's failing right now for me. I'm not sure why. But what this allows you to do is really zoom out. Unfortunately, I can't demo it right now. But you can zoom out for a couple of years, and then you can look at, for example, candlesticks on a much higher time frame as well. Okay, so I can look at like a daily wick in here, or like a I can even put in monthly and weekly in here. Okay, so anyway, can't demo it at the moment, but we'll get there next week. I'll show it to you guys. All right. Okay. All right. Let me see if there's any questions. No. Okay, we're good. All right. Back to just a second. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'll leave it at that actually for 7.7 for now. I'll demo more things for you guys, I think, later. Might be a little bit easier. All right, so let's take a look here at the order flow and what's going on, and let's go through our process. Okay, so first things first, our process, the impetus, what's moving the market out there. All right, what are traders reacting to? Well, in terms of data over the week, we had we had PPI, we had retail sales, we had CPI, and yeah, it's kind of varied. Retail sales were pretty good. Core was core was good actually. So, and why we're going through the data in here is it's about understanding the condition of the economy and what the Fed might do for interest rates, right? So we've got a lot of factors kind of pushing and pulling on the market right now, and we can see it in the price action. Okay, it's kind of all over the place. Let's still go look at our candlestick chart here on the daily over here on the left. Okay, this is just a simple candlestick chart from Rhythmic RTrader Pro. You can see the back and forth here on the daily, right? So then the hourly here in the middle and the 15-minute on the right. Okay, so what do we see here in the daily? Well, it's really mixed. It's really jumbled. Okay, we went to all-time highs. We got a pullback in here. You can see we came back down to the swings in here, and then we got a reaction from buyers, and we're just kind of right here in the middle. Okay, there's all sorts of geopolitical tensions going on right now, as you guys know. That's going to have an effect on the markets as well. Okay, always does, but seems to be less so these days than previously. But anyway, that's a whole nother subject. Let's see. Okay, earnings coming up as well. Some of the bank stocks, also some of the chip stocks. The worry about tech being overheated has been a worry for a while now. We're also seeing that play out. That's causing the back and forth in here. And now, funny enough, like we haven't really seen the VIX. Well, we saw a little bit of a spike a few days ago, but it was up to around 18 or so. So didn't even get above 20. So we're just kind of keeping an eye open on the VIX. And looking for spikes in volatility, and not really seeing much yet. Okay, so anyway, if we look here at the so that kind of covers the fundamentals, the impetus, what's moving the markets in here. It's being pushed and pulled on a lot of different things. Okay, for example, later today we have we've got like 3 Fed speakers. To me, that kind of raises an eyebrow that when we start to see lots of Fed speakers out there, it means they're kind of like massaging the market for news to come. Okay, so anyway, we'll you know, if you guys want to attend those, you can, I believe, on the Fed or FOMC website. Anyway, looking at key levels in here. All right, so we're looking at the swings on the daily and the swings on the hourly in here. We have a gap fill just below here at 69, 67 and a half or so, and looks like we're pretty poised to come down there. Okay, so you see here on the 15-minute chart. Okay, let me get a little more data in here in terms of bars. 10 bars. Why does it always do this? Okay, 100 bars. There we go. All right. So this is a pretty powerful move here on the sell side. And this is yesterday at the close here, as you guys can see. Okay, so we retraced all the way back up here on the overnight. As you can see, well, we didn't come all the way back up, but sellers are in control on the 15-minute and on the hourly. I wouldn't really say so much. We're kind of right in the middle here, but this is a powerful move. This is dominating the price action so far, and you can see that the buyers came back up into this area here, sellers came back in, we're back down to the lows again. Right, I would anticipate a reaction down here by some buyers, and we can see it. We already have some of that here in the price action. You can see the green candle here. It came back up, retested this structure here, and we're back down again. And we retested back down here again on the last 15-minute period as well, and we're back in the middle. So we are seeing some buyers down here. Okay, and that would be anticipated because of the swings down here from yesterday. All right, so now the question is, are we going to get follow through? Now, this is a great time in this webinar at, we're coming up on 10:30 here. Okay, so I am really curious to look at the order flow now and see if we get follow through here on the sell side. Okay, we've come back up and retested a couple times here. If we start to see sellers come back in, I am looking for follow through and at least the gap fill and maybe down lower today. Okay, so let's jump into Bookmap now. So we're looking at our key levels, we're going through scenarios, and now what kind of setup are we going to look for? We're going to look for like a pullback and a continuation here, basically. All right, let me see if there's any questions. There is no market profile in Bookmap. We do have profiles over here, though, as you can see in the columns. Okay, this is SVP and this is CVP. Okay, SVP stands for session range volume profile, and then CVP, which means like the entire session since when I opened up Bookmap. All right, and then CVP stands for chart range volume profile. Okay, so that means my viewable chart range. So if I zoom in here, you can see the profile from the left side here to the current market, and here it is here. All right, so this is a good way to look at profiles for the intraday Bruges. Okay, I hope that answers your question. There's other ways to look at it too. If you want to zoom, you can click on the zoom by drag tool here, and let's study. I'll left click, hold, and drag, and we'll study this zone here, right? And we'll zoom in, and then here's my profile for that area right here. Okay, so you can see, like, if you really want to study like specific areas, you can do that. Just make sure that you can see the blue outline around the zoom by drag. I'm still in it, so if I zoom and drag again here, I will zoom in more. And if you want to go back to your previous zoom level, do Control Z, okay, and it will go back. And we can do another Control Z, and then we're back to where we were. All right, and then we want to deselect it here. All right, and then now we can kind of use our center mouse wheel and zoom back and forth. Okay, so I like it, Bruges, quite a bit. because I can play off of the two different profiles in here, a higher time frame and a lower time frame. Okay, so if I want to look for, let's say, a low volume node in here, well, we know it's going to be a low volume node in here, right? Up in here. We can see it, but if I zoom in, this is the, do we have like a finished edge in here in this profile on the chart range volume profile? If we do, then I would look for sellers to start to come in and trade it back down to maybe the high volume node here. Okay, which is kind of what's happening right now. All right, so let's take a look here if we get our break here. All right, so again, our scenario in here was we're looking for sellers to retest the lows. Okay, here they come. It's looking pretty good, and yeah, we might get a small pullback here right now, maybe back up to 80, but let's see. If we get more sellers here, I'm looking for them to drop it back down to the swing or 73. And then what did we say our gap fill was here? 68, right? Okay, so 68 is a little bit lower down here. And I don't see much liquidity down there either. So we have liquidity front running those areas, 70, 71, and 72. Okay, so this, I'm looking for sellers to trade back down into these areas here. Okay, how do I think it's going to go down there? It's going to be a rough ride. You know, you can look at market structure in here. Okay, so we kind of broke the swing up here. We did not break this swing here, and then you can see it's just really kind of back and forth in here. Right, so yeah. Anyway, that's the scenario for the sell side. Now, scenario on the buy side, as you guys probably have just noticed, high liquidity just coming in up here at 91 and 93. Okay, so what does this mean up here? How do we put this into context up here? Okay, we also see high liquidity coming in here at 82 or 83. Right, so to put this into context, this is new. This is new liquidity in here, okay? And it's large liquidity. Do we see buyers interested in it? Okay, not yet. We need to see aggressors interested in it. Okay, if we do, okay, then our scenario for that drop into the 70, 71, and 72 is off. Okay, we look for maybe up to the swing here at 88, 92, and 93. Right. So we got two scenarios. And right now, what do we have as we've gone through our process in here? Impetus, we went through it. What's moving the markets? It's kind of, you know, there's a lot of things, right, that we went through. We went through our key levels and we went through scenarios in here, but we haven't seen a setup yet. Okay, so we've gone through different scenarios just now, and I just don't see a setup. Right, so that's where we're at. So what do? We don't do anything until you get your setup. All right, Mastiff's Trades. Guys, you've been doing some great work over in that pilot program. I'm sorry I have been away last week, and then this week I have been trying to struggling to catch up, and I will get in there and give you guys some feedback, and I've got a lot more new materials to give you guys in the pilot program this quarter. Okay, and we're gonna get into the low volume pullback trade as well. All right, so anyway, I've been holding off on that and trying to. I know you guys are busting at the seams for that one. It's such a good one, and I don't blame you at all. But we'll come up with criteria for that soon. Okay. All right. Well, let's see here now. Scenario trading is life. I'm sorry that you had such a problem connecting last night, but the coaches got our backs, got my back. Thank you guys. I really appreciate it. Yeah, guys, again, like down in here, like let's just put this. We're going to talk a bit about context in here and our scenarios. I do not see a setup. Okay, just again reiterating that. Okay, so I see a big sell dot right here, but look at the context of that. Okay, that doesn't mean anything to me. It's in the middle here. It's some big transaction. We can zoom in and check it out, but I'm looking for someone driving price away from an area. Okay, and right now, yeah, I would say for the day it is sellers. That's why we went through that scenario of our primary scenario, right, of trading down to the swing here, then filling the gap, and then maybe we can get even lower here. Okay, and we went through the back and forth in here as well as in the candle. Okay, so scenario 1 is what is starting to play out. I don't like it at all. I don't see heavy selling in here. I just see it come down to the swing, and that's about it. Okay, so I'm just sitting on my hands again here. I do not see a setup. Now let's zoom into this here and take a look at this large string of transactions in here. All right, so guys, what do you guys see in here immediately in terms of order flow? Okay, so it's kind of an interesting one, and you have to look at the sub chart here. I can turn on something here, and we can take a look at it on chart as well. Okay, it's just loading here. Yeah, thanks, Steven. Over in YouTube, yeah, guys, if you like this, hit the like button, or better yet, come on over to our Discord channel. Like I said, all you need to do is register an email with us, and then you get access to all the materials. All right, so why isn't it displaying? Chart, icebergs. All right, there we go. And I want to show the numbers too. Go. Let's just show them all. All right, there we go. Okay, so this is that big transaction here. Let's zoom out again and then zoom back in. Okay, so this big transaction that we see in here. Okay, we're zooming into it to get insight to like what the heck this is, and why didn't it move the market lower? Okay, well here's our answer. It's an iceberg order. You can see it probably better in the sub chart in here. So look at all of this aggressive selling in here. Okay, do we see high liquidity in here? No, we don't. Okay, why aren't these sellers able to drop the market into 78 or even down to 75 and sweep the order book? Okay, because it was a massive iceberg here. If we take a look at it here, look at this. Executed for 2,414 iceberg orders here. Okay, hidden orders. It's huge. It's a big one. So they were absorbing as much as they can in here. All right, so sellers hitting the bid, hitting the bid, hitting the bid, and an iceberg, a hidden order. It was not in the order book. Was absorbing all of that selling. Okay, so price did not drop. In fact, price went up. Anyway, you can see it here in the sub chart, and that gives us some insight to larger player behavior. Okay, so we got the move up, and then now we're getting the move back down. Okay, and now we're starting to see some volume picking up here. All right, on the sell side. Okay, now I don't think you know, again, like this was scenario number 1, right? But again, I don't really see much of a setup in here in terms of order flow. for looking for this little pullback in here, and then looking for these sellers to come back in. Yeah, we see some of it in here, but it's really I do not see selling here. And then the selling picks up here, but we're trading right into the gap fill. So again, I would be avoiding this, and it's just not worth the risk for me. Okay, maybe this continues. Maybe we see more selling hit the bid, and we go down back into some of the swings down here, like 40 or even 23. Okay? I mean, maybe. We see the momentum here on the hourly chart, maybe, but I would look for a reaction here around this 68 or so with the gap fill. Okay? And look for some buyers to come in here, okay? And traders to cover as well. Okay? That would be my primary scenario on this. Okay? So I'd like to see it trade into and through the gap a bit. And let's see if we can get our gap traders in here. Okay, so it's starting to come in. Okay, what about the absorption or the passive accumulation in here? Okay, we're getting it. And here, not too much here. Here though, also here. Okay, so we're getting it on multiple levels. Okay, so that's good. Okay, we're at a key level. Okay, we know that. There's a beautiful stop run. Okay, so we got something here to go through now after the stop run. Okay, so now we just had a stop run. Okay. All right, so 187 people or contracts here got our stops. We know that. This is the MBO data. So now, question is, can we get buyers back up above here at 68 and a quarter? Okay, here they come. So the setup, it can be the trend line break and accumulation here. Here we go. Now we're starting to break the structure, okay, the minor structure. Okay, it looks good. Okay, here they come. Okay, I'm going to look for a small pullback here to maybe about 69 or so. Okay, now I'm going to look for if we can get buyers back up here around 71. Okay, and then I would look for this to break, and then we can hit a single by maybe up from 71 to 73, or even up to 77 here. Okay, we got to get buyers up here though for the break. Okay, bid looks pretty good, and some selling just comes in. Okay, another iceberg here. Interesting, selling iceberg. All right, let's see it. Okay, I'm seeing a transition here starting to unfold. Okay, we have not broken structure yet on the trend line. Okay, we need to see that break, but you guys can see, and we covered this in the Academy meeting yesterday. Selling, selling, selling. Another barrage of selling here. Starting to see buyers. Starting to see buyers. Okay, now we're going to look for a transition from sell side to buy side. Okay, the bid looks pretty good. Okay, structure is breaking. Okay, now we're going to look at a horizontal structure here. We want to see this break. Okay, at 70 and a half here. Okay, so now see how we're still not in this. We're looking at it in here, and then more selling just came in. Okay, we need to see buyers back up above the structure here. Okay, what about our stop run? We got another one here, a small one. Okay, now this is a reversal, this trendline break accumulation, as you guys know. Okay, but what we're looking for in here is let me get rid of this trend line here. we've got the passive accumulation. Okay, we've got a key level. We've got our structure here. We have not broken the structure yet, though. And then we're starting to note some of the aggressive accumulation in here. Okay, but they're not, see how they're not getting traction? Okay, so we're still making lower highs in here and lower lows here. Okay, another stop run, nice one. Okay, so I'm going to look for the same thing in here again of stop run and then buyers back up here. Okay, let's look at our transition. Do we see that transition? We're starting to note it here. Okay, but then that selling came back in. So Nadia, this will answer your question about looking for that transition to unfold, and we just don't see it yet. Okay, now here come buyers again after a stop run. Okay, the bid looks pretty strong. Now we're starting to break some structure. Okay, we can also look at a smaller structure here. Okay, maybe this kind of horizontal line in here. And you can see like we haven't really gotten there yet. We're starting to see pockets of buying, but our structure has not been broken yet. Okay, so we just stay away from it. Let's look at our key levels in here. Okay, we didn't really get much of a reaction from the gap. That's kind of surprising. Okay, volume really starting to pick up in here, both sides. Okay, but both sides, and we're still going lower. Okay, yep, still going lower here. You can see this is why like understanding market structure is so important. And then we're looking at context around that structure. That's exactly what we're doing. Okay, so now here comes another pocket of buying. Let's see if we get our transition here now. Okay, so now here come the buyers, and they're starting to test this little structure here. Okay, so now do we get our buyers back up above it? Okay, they're starting to. So I would look for buyers to take this up to, well, I guess our 67 level here, that this liquidity at 66 3/4 pulled. So I would look for it a little bit higher here, or maybe up to 70 here. Okay, now what's that condition of the buyers in here? It's not bad. They're starting to pick up a bit more in here. Okay, and they're starting to break the structure. So now I'm looking for them to lift it up and to test some of these other structural areas. Let's see if they can. Okay, so we got to pull back, and we got to get buyers back up here at around 65 1/4. Okay, looking for a big green dot up here. Okay, bid like this, bid looks pretty good. See that high liquidity there at 63 and a half. Looking for now a big green dot, and I'm looking for continuation. Okay, putting the pieces together in the order flow, starting to look pretty good. Okay, look at the bid in here. The reaction to it is buyers. Okay, coming back up again, and let's see the buyers, and let's see them lift it now. And let's look for. I still like the swing up here. I just don't see much liquidity up here. At 70. Okay, they're up here at 72. Yeah, is it possible these buyers are the sellers taking profit? Yeah, absolutely. But we also want to look at and see like how much is starting to come in, and are we getting new buyers too, Mr. Smiles? That's exactly right. And we're also looking for people that are short in here, and we're looking for them getting stopped out on the way up. So we're looking at a combination of things. All right, let's see if we get buyers again here at 66 and a half, and then a bump up into 70. And nothing. Okay, that's not good. Doesn't bode well for the buyers. Okay, here comes a retest. Okay, bid looks good underneath. Let's see if we get our buyers though. All right, let's see that big green dot now, and then let's see a book sweep up into our 70 level up here, maybe 72. Bid looks good. I just need to get those buyers in here. Okay, so look at the volume bars in here as well. That's good to see. So some buyers starting to come in, but we don't want to see the buyers down here. We want to see them up here. Okay. All right, so starting to look a little bit better. Got to see it up here though. Okay, looking better. Now let's see them step on it here, and let's see get the break here. Okay, so 70. Now 70 would be, the swing. I just don't some liquidity starting to come in, but it's really still up here at 72 and now up here at 74 as well. Let's zoom out a little bit and get a kind of a bigger picture approach where this might be going. I like 74. Again, for you guys that are new in here for the pilot program, or at least this setup, new to this setup as well, maybe just hit your single up here at 70 at this swing, or maybe a little higher, maybe 72, but move your stop up. Okay, so don't erode your confidence in here. We're really looking for something to unfold and understand the order flow and the context here, and if you make a little bit of money and hit a single, it's really going to help your enthusiasm or your confidence, and also your passion for this. Oh, okay, I'm getting it. I made a little bit of money, and I'm looking for maybe uh, uh, just taking my profits. And I'll get there with holding for longer, or adding in, or whatever it might be, right? Okay, so our transition, how's it unfolding here? It's not the greatest, really. Um, I'm looking for more buyers in here to really come in hand over fist. And look at the volume bar, delta bars, and look at the volume dots in here. Okay, let's put that in the context we've been talking about too. Okay, so how is that passive accumulation in here? Okay, we have one, two, we have three levels in here. It's not bad. So this kind of looks equal to me compared to the buying coming back in. So it's kind of on par in here. We talked about this. When you see like maybe massive liquidity, like on Monday. God, I don't know if I have a screenshot from Monday. We can look at Monday's webinar recording though. That's what I wanted to go over with you guys on Tuesday, and I had to I couldn't review. I had to go to a meeting that went over the time by like 45 minutes, and we didn't meet at all. But I'm sorry about that, because I really wanted to review that setup from Monday. All right, guys, here we hit that 72 liquidity, and we're kind of back and forth in here. Okay, so we can hit a single out of that, and you can place your stop, down here, probably, maybe a little bit lower, maybe 65. Just get below that liquidity here at 66. Guys, any questions on this? We're seeing it play out in real time, and it's kind of nice. We don't get this all that often. I want to go through something more on this setup too. Okay, so this setup is starting to unfold, and we don't know if this is going to continue or not. We see that we're looking at the context in here, and it doesn't look the greatest to me. Like, it's not bad. We are trending up. We're starting to. So let's see if we can continue. But it just, if we really saw a lot of buyers come in here, we really know we have something. That buyers are engaged, and they're going to move it probably up into like 82, or some of that high liquidity we saw earlier up in here, 95, 94. Right? So where am I going with this? This happens during this time of day. And what we've seen many times is we have a momentum move to the downside. Okay? And then we get this time of day around 10:30 to 11, or 10 to 11, I would say. We get this kind of mid-morning reversal. And then we get continuation later. So the momentum is still to the downside. We're seeing this reversal unfold for this time of day. Okay? We don't know if it's going to come up and maybe come and retrace all the way back up into like 87.5, or even up to 77,000 up here. We don't know, but I want to go through the if we start to see that heavy selling coming in. I want to go through that scenario in here for you guys as well. All right, so let's jump over to the bookmap.com, and then we'll go to the education here. Okay, and then we're going to scroll down to the supply and demand setups course here. Okay, so that trendline break accumulation, if you guys are new in here and you want to look at the criteria we're looking for, you can go through it in here, and then I'll also show you the add-on that will give you the criteria for the setup. Okay, so you can go through it here. What I want to show in here is like the wedge pattern, the flag pattern with the failed breakout, and the mid-morning reversal. Let's start with the mid-morning reversal. Okay, so I came up with this setup in here due to these webinars. We saw it so many times in here. Here it is here. So we are trending down. Okay, and this is, let me go bigger here. Okay, we're trending down here. You can see the 930 cash open, right? We see this kind of reversal setting up here in here. And look at the liquidity in here. 1, 2, 3. We have another one down here. We have an inverse head and shoulders here. Shoulder, head, shoulder, right? We're starting to see buyers aggressively come in. We even have context in the bars down here. You can see it in the dots. We'd look for maybe to come back up into this high liquidity up in here. Okay, and then this is the failure point, and then you can see the trend continuation. And look at this right here. Okay, this is at 11:30 East Coast time, which is the European close. Okay, so we get kind of a double top in here, or meaning that we see buyers in here. We come back up, we get buyers again in here. And you can see that they don't make a new high. It failed to break out. And we start to get sellers in here. And they push lower. We get another retest here. And then we get continuation. So we're going to be looking for that setup in here as well. All right, so now for this setup here, there's the mid-morning failed breakout. There's also the wedge pattern in here that does the same thing. Again, it's market timing. Okay, time of day. You can see in here 10 to 12:30, 1 o'clock, and then we get this kind of wedge pattern in here, and we get the break lower. Right, so continuation from sell to chop in a wedge into continuation. Right, so and let me draw in this wedge. The wedge was here. Yeah, there we go. All right, so there's that one. And then there's also not the VWAP, flag pattern and failed breakout. Okay, this is a good one. And here's your, again, look at the market timing. Okay, and continuation move. Basically, we have our, I'm sorry, this is actually in the afternoon. All right, so it's a little different, but we see the selling, pick up here. We see the back and forth. We see massive supply on the offer, and then we failed the breakout here. Let's see here, draw it up. Yeah, so see the breakout here, fails, sellers come in, and then continuation again. Right, so we're going to look for that setup in here as well. It makes sense. Okay, so we don't see it yet, right? We're still seeing that continue or that reversal unfold here, that trend line break accumulation. It's still unfolding. Okay, so it's starting to pick up, in fact. Okay, we talked about if you were in this and hitting a single and building confidence. For those of you guys who are have more veterans of the setup in here in the pilot program, your stop was probably, you probably moved it up to around 65 or so. You'd still be in this, and you're still looking for holding for maybe these higher levels in here, moving your stops up. Okay, we went over Shark's way of moving stops, which is great. I think this is the way we should do it. Look for a swing to break, and then move your stop up below that swing up here. Okay, so we need to look for, there's the break. Okay, so you can probably move your stop up now. Well, let's see if we get the continuation out of it here. That was like a kind of a quick jab here, and then selling came in. And I want to see it break this level of 77. Okay, we're giving it some breathing room in here. Yeah, Shark, I loved your stop management. It's just it's pure, it's simple, it's based on market structure, and you look for the order flow in here. Now, I would say this, Shark, though, if you do see, for example, like let's say up here, we trade into high liquidity up in here, and we see massive selling coming in. We do see quite a bit. Okay, but then you see it break a structure in here, and you start to see more selling come back in. Like I would be looking for just taking profit at that point. Okay, why wait for your stop to be hit? Okay. Or you can also look for a double top in here. Like, well, this kind of does it right here. I mean, there's not a lot of buying here, and then there's selling up in here into high liquidity. That would be your price divergence, and you'd probably be getting out then if you took that one. But oh, you got stopped out, Shark. Okay. Oh no. I don't know if you can maybe send a screenshot later of that. That'd be great. Because I think it's really important to it's great to hear, Shark. Thank you for saying you got stopped out, and you're following, but you're following your method, right? Way to go. It was tight. Okay. Well, yeah, I'd be curious to see what you did. I would be, I mean, following, what you did in here. I mean, basically, the stop would be, I don't know where we got in and got out here. We said 70. Yeah, the swing 70 and then 72 up here. I remember. Yeah. Okay. And hitting the single would be up here around 70 or 72. And so, getting in would probably be around in here someplace, and then looking for that move up, hitting the single and getting out. Now I know that's only a few points in here, but you're getting the setup and the concept here, and then maybe a little bit higher here, and then you can move your stop up. So where would you move your stop to? I think at that point, let me use the pen tool here. Okay. So first, your stop would probably be around here. Then secondly, your stop would probably be moved up to about here. And then after this break here, you'd be, and this break here really, yeah, maybe you can move your stop up to about here. But then after this break here, you'd be moving it up to here. And that's currently where it would it be, right? Something like that. All right, giving it some room. I would also say though, like, don't give it back. We have other structure in here, and if it starts to break, and we see the order flow shift and change in here, take your profit. Don't. It's the market's telling you something. The order flow is telling you something. Okay. Let's take a step back here and look at the bigger picture here, right? Okay. So yeah, funny things. Like, I really thought we'd get a reaction here at the gap. It went through it, and then we got our reaction. And then structural levels I'd be looking for in here. 75 looks pretty good right here. The next level really, I don't really know. Like maybe 81 here, but like I'd say 87 would be the structural levels here. I'd be looking for retests. So I don't really know what I think about this price action in here right now. I mean, we see the back and forth in here, and we, came up here, but I would still look for it to go higher. Yeah, 82. See our 81 level here. You might have been hit at this little swing, but probably be holding out for the liquidity at 82, 83 up here. Okay, still holding structure here. Okay, how's the order flow look in here? All right, so yeah, it looks pretty good. Bid, there's a little bit of a bid. We're getting aggressors here, so I'm looking for the aggressors to take it up to 82 now, maybe 84. Still a lot of selling in here. And so maybe we just go sideways here for a bit. We're in a kind of a high volume node in here. So that's another scenario here. But we're still holding this structure. Okay. So till we break the structure, we have a horizontal structure here as well. Okay, more buyers. Retesting up here. How's the bid look? It's okay. This looks a little bit better there. Let's see the reaction now. See, they're bidding up. Now we want to see buyers though. And we're not getting that, right? Okay, so that gives us a little bit of insight in here. We're still holding structure. Okay, but maybe it kind of turns into more back and forth in here. Okay, so maybe we need another couple rotations in here. Yeah. I mean, we're back at here. Let me put the POC in here. Okay, so POC just dropped down, in fact. So Brugesh. This is one thing about POC. I think you have to be kind of careful. What does exactly this mean? I mean, most of the trading took place up here. Okay, at this 96.5, and then now it dropped quite a bit down to this kind of 78, 79 level. Okay, so now it is the most traded level here. This is the data that I have. Okay, but this is what I would be. I'm very careful about that, meaning that if I still see buyers come in here, that we are, right? And now they're trading into the high liquidity here. I want to see them trade into and through it. That I would look for this level up here though, or in terms of POC, I would look for this to be retested in here. Okay, I know that this became now the most traded level. But if I'm getting buyers in here, where are they most likely to go for value? It's up here. Now they need to trade into and through all that high liquidity in here. Okay, and we're starting to chew through it right now, right? So this is a big one here. This is the biggest level here, 345 contracts here. It looks like buyers are poised though to take that on. And there we go. Did it take it on? Yeah, okay. Starting to. There we go. Okay. So we're still getting buyers here, still getting aggressors. You guys can move your stop up probably to about just below the POC, 78.5 or so. Guys, this I just want to mention in here, this is not a trading room. This is I'm not taking positions in here. We're going through the setup. We're going through the market structure and the context of the order flow within that structure. Okay, this is an order flow reading room, and being able to put these pieces together into a cohesive strategy. And this is like I had kind of said earlier, this is the goal here. Okay, impetus, key levels, scenarios and strategies, and your setup. Okay, let's go through our setup in here. Okay, because we went through it in here, and we kind of took a while for this setup to unfold, and then we were just going to hit a single basically, and build some confidence. Now this is unfolding into a much nicer trade. Okay, so let's go up to the setups checklist in here, the add-on, and we'll show it here. Always on top. Okay, good. All right, and these are the 4 elements we're looking for. And let's zero them all out, and let's go through this setup in here. Okay, passive liquidity on 3+ levels. Let's zoom in. I added into this one stop runs. Okay, this was an additional factor, but guys, this is a webinar, and I want to kind of go through a lot of different things in here. But the focus in the pilot program is just really these 4 levels in here, or these 4 elements in here, right? And that's really the focus. All right, passive liquidity on 3+ levels. Okay, we got it. Okay, we noted that, and we noted that it wasn't the greatest, but it wasn't bad. Wasn't bad. Okay, so I'd give it like an 8. And then the key level on the higher time frame, well, we were below it. We were saying 68, and this was kind of funny, like, and you can kind of see the reaction in here. Show you. See how we broke here 67.5, or 67.5 here. Our level was here in the gap fill, which is right here, 67.5, 68 is something like that, right? I don't know the exact number here, but now we're above it here, and we've got buyers above it, and we're breaking the structure here. Okay, so this is more like a passive accumulation below our key level, and then we're getting aggressors coming in, and we're starting to break structure. Okay, these are things to consider, context in here, putting together with this setup. All right, hope that makes sense. And let's see, our key level here, what would I give it here? I don't know, probably like a 7 or 8, I guess. And then break of the structure. How did it break it in here? Okay, we were talking about this structure down here actually, and yeah, it broke it pretty well. I give it like an 8 as well. An aggressive accumulation, I would say it's somewhere probably around an 8 as well. To be honest, I would give it kind of 8s across the board here. Now, I've gotten a lot of questions about how do I determine these and in the setup in here. And this is a kind of a funny answer. This is going to be through your experience. You're going to use your replay mode and looking at the files in here and starting to understand this context, and you're going to be the judge. Okay, there's no criteria there for it. You're gonna have to zoom in and out, and through your experience, you're going to understand what these elements mean here in the setup. All right, that's really an important note because it's through your experience you're building your edge, okay, by doing. And you will build confidence by doing it many times and start to kind of put these pieces together. And I would say, like, more or less you're looking for about an 8 for a good setup in here. And this kind of, you know, this meets the criteria, and you'd be in the trade. Is any questions over here in the in Discord? Or maybe on YouTube here. Bitcoin is in a major upgrade. Okay. See, is DNT in here today? No, I do not see him. So I know what DNT would be looking at. And John as well. They'd be looking at this high liquidity coming in here. Time and sales, Brugesh, is it important in the order flow in this system? Okay, this is a good question, and let me go through it here. So we'll add in a time and sales column in here. So just right click in a column in here and then insert a new one. It will duplicate where you came from. Okay, now let's right click in here and we'll go to time and sales here. All right, so there's our time and sales. Now you can filter for size in here so you don't have to see a stream of ones going through. If you want to look at minimum size of like 5 or greater, right? Or you can cap it too with a max size of like whatever you want. But we'll be looking at larger trades coming through here, right? Now, basically, to you use 50, okay. Basically, I don't really look at it. I like to see the action here when I see lots of large green orders come in here, but I can just see it in the dots. The transactions here in the volume dots is basically the time and sales graphically and within the price action. That's a key level or key point for me, is like I don't look at the time and sales in here because like it's kind of a distraction for me. Yeah, it's nice. It's nice to see the order. This is not order flow, by the way. These are transactions, so it's not order flow. But we're seeing the transactions stream through, and you want to see price move though with these, with green or red, whatever, whoever's dominated in here. Well, I can see it in here though. So it's kind of like, you know, you take your time and sales and go horizontally in here, and you've got context with your time and sales in here with your transactions. So like in this one in here, like look at the buying and selling in here, right? In this structure, okay, right here. All right, let's zoom in and we'll illustrate this here. So I'll zoom into and put this within my chart range here, okay? Oh, first I need to get out of drawing tool. All right, okay, and we'll zoom into this area here. All right, okay, so now I can look at this in here and I know that there's more buyers than sellers in here. I can see it. I can see it in the dots, and I can see that the context here is what's really important, Brugesh, right? So, for example, where are the buyers taking place? The buying transactions, they're mostly at the highs up in here. Okay, this is good. All right, so and what's the structure like? We're making slightly higher highs in here, okay, slightly higher lows. Okay. And what about, you know, the context in here? Let's go a step further. Okay, we're going to go beyond just the just looking at structure and volume within that structure. Okay, we're going to look at the order flow now. Okay, historical order flow in here in this case, and that's through the heat map. Okay, you guys will note this see the number up here. It's kind of nice. They did this with 7.7. I can see exactly where I am on the slider. So right now we're at 50% of a dimmed heat map. Okay, and now I can start to look at this context in here. Okay, they're on the bid down here. We see buyers. Okay, they're on the bid at a higher level up in here, and sellers took them on. So it's looking kind of back and forth. Okay, but you know, basically this is looking good that there's buyers up here at the high. If we get back up here again, like in here, I would look for the buyer. This looked good to me. I would be looking for this to break out, right? I just want to see more buyers mount their attack here. Okay, because look, we went down here. We didn't find many sellers. We have a good bid here in the structure. Now in my time and sales, Brugesh, what I'd be looking for in here is I want to see big orders come through on the buy side. Okay, and I can just look at Bookmap and I can see not only if they're buyers by the dots in here, the color, but by the size too. Okay, and I can also see the relationship to the price. Are they getting traction? If they are, I'm looking for a breakout. Okay, and I would look for that book sweep up into our levels that we talked about earlier. All right, so now, whoops, let me get out of the zoom tool. Now let's go back, and then here's where it's illustrated right here. Okay, we see it. Okay, I hope this makes sense because now we have, I really like it in Bookmap. This, you can see how this is a composite view of not only your dome and your time and sales. Okay, so your order flow and your time and sales or your level 2, but you also have the structure. Okay, and the structure and that relationship in here is what's key. And that's what I continue to mention as context. All right, let's go back to current price action and see what's happening here. Okay, what do we get? All right, so we were kind of looking for, well, we saw more buyers coming in, and then I think, I can't recall, was it in here that we're looking for a back and forth? I think so. I think I outlined it here. And then, well, we see our buyers, and now we have a new structural area. Okay, and we're still bullish here. Okay, you guys can move your stop up. Okay, and then if you don't mind, Brugesh, I'm going to hide that column now. Okay, and then if you guys, when you zoom in and out like this, and if it's outside of the range like this, just right click on the price ladder here and go to recenter either by last price or auto best bid and offer, which I usually use. All right, guys, we went through a lot of stuff, and saw some good things in here. Saw our setup that we've been covering in the pilot program, and went through the context as well. So anyone have any questions in here? Can you show exactly where we'd enter on this? Yeah. Okay, so we're looking for our structure to break, and we had a horizontal, we had a diagonal structure first, right? Which was being tested, and you can see that in the trend line in here. Okay, we broke it down. We broke it in some of these areas in here, but we didn't get follow through. And I like to turn that structure into horizontal structure at some of these areas in here. And then I outlined this one down here. And then we broke it in here. So I would be looking for, I'd probably be getting in probably around here. Okay. And you can see it went against me, would have gone against me. But I like to see the, it would be something like this. And if not, I'd probably be getting in here. And then finally, we do get the follow through here. Okay, so it took a few rotations to unfold. Right, but anyway, yeah, I'm getting more buyers at the higher areas in here. I'm seeing that transition from sell side to buy side. We're breaking the small structure here, and that's why I'm looking for taking a single up here at 70 or 72 that I mentioned. Okay, so just building confidence within the setup. Okay, and then stop would be underneath here, and you'd be moving it up. You can move your stop down below here, below 60 as well. That's just giving yourself a little more room. But what I would recommend is build your experience in the replay mode in the pilot program, and start to play around with where you want to place your stop. Okay, watch the video from the Learning Center. We go through the stop placement, profit target, and entry as well. All right. Okay. I think that's about it, guys. Okay, European close coming up. It's end of the week as well. You can see POC moved up to here now as well. So, you know, that's why, like I said, yeah, okay, this became the most traded level, but just barely. So, I mean, this is the most traded level up here. It's an important one too. I mean, this became the POC, but now you can see POC moved up again here. So it's still bullish in here, and it's still holding structure. Okay, let's take a look at it though, the context in here. All right, so in this structure in here, okay, this horizontal structure, how's it look? Okay, well, here's our cluster of buying that broke out into high liquidity. Okay, traded it. We get a pull back to the where it broke out from. Okay, we see this as kind of Darvis box levels or whatever you want to call it. Again and again, we see this, and we're still holding that structure. Okay, so I'm still looking for buyers to take it up to the swing here, and let's see if we can get a breakout. Okay, and trade up into some of these levels up here of high liquidity. Okay, do these buyers want to go after this liquidity up in here? All right, stop would be below the swing, and that's about it. Okay, so nothing more to do. Okay, look for that context again. Let's see if we can get it here. Okay, how's the bid? How's the offer? And then where are we in the structure, and what's the where are the transactions taking place? All right, guys. Well, thanks for coming, everybody. We'll wrap it up. We'll call it a day. One more thing, I think, before we go, I want to show you, that is from Monday. I wanted to go over this on Tuesday with you guys, and I was upset about that. Yeah, here it is. Boy, it was just beautiful stuff. Now, this was context in here again, and it's kind of complex because of market timing in here. This is the pre-market here. Okay, this is what we saw on Monday. Okay, but just look at the massive liquidity in here. Okay, and this is pre-market, and we see massive liquidity getting filled on the bid. Okay, I remember, yeah, Dan, I think I was talking to you. I was like, I'm looking for it to come back up to this liquidity and this swing up here. Okay, and then I didn't know, I'd be taking some profit there for sure. I didn't know that, at the open, we'd just get a move like this, massive move like this. Okay, but we did. And what, this is even 10 o'clock still here. Yeah, this is when the webinar started, basically. Anyway, here's our context, though, and just how powerful this can be when we understand the passive accumulation in here. Okay, and then once we break structure and we get aggressive accumulation, so the structure was down here that I was looking at, and then a move back up to here. Anyway, the open, we don't know this is going to happen, but boy, it unfolded, and I think we went to all-time highs this day. Yeah, we did. All right. I had no idea that would happen, anyway, just keep this in mind, that understanding this relationship in the context here: passive accumulation, structure, and then aggressive accumulation. All right. Thanks everyone for coming. Have a great weekend, and we will catch up with you on no, we will not catch up with you on Monday. Monday is Martin Luther King Day. It's a holiday here in the US, so we will see you on Tuesday then. All right. Take care, everybody. We'll see you then. Have a great holiday weekend.